Sorry about the long videos and me ranting and raving on, I'll get better. I mean, I just need to depart this, and I want to educate you on all levels. This person asked me about toast staph. Think about this. Bacteria are just hungry little people. And what are they hungry? They're the janitors of life. Why would we kill the janitors? I don't want to do what they do. We have to understand that you're a culturing medium. That toe of yours, it reminds me of that commercial for Lamisil about the fungus that lifts up the toe and jumps in and plays with all the gook. It's the gook that's the problem, and that's your lymph system, So you could use Parasite M to help with that staph, but at the same time, they're just there helping you to break down that lymph. That's suggestive that your kidneys aren't filtering, of course, that lymph well. So get on the raw like we're talking about here. Go after a lymphatic formula, the kidney formulas, 2 lymphatic formulas, and really get aggressive moving your lymph, and that'll clean that up. And that is also for toe fungus, same thing, or fingernail fungus, the same thing. You can kill the microbes, but they'll be back. I mean, because you're not fixing you're not getting the remedy of the cause, and so that's really what this is about: addressing the causative factors, which is not difficult to understand. I mean, we're really simple here. We eat and drink and breathe and put stuff on our skin, and that's chemistry. There's nothing else out there. I mean, except the emotions and the intellect. That's a big one, but. That's a story of a different color, isn't it? Oh, yeah. Mike in Seattle. Yeah, I like what you said about 1111 is the God number. Yeah, I fully believe that. It feels that. So that was a good take. You and Lion Man need to get together. Someone asked me here about using oils. I don't mind oils. But you want to be careful. The FDA does come up with some good things. And one of them was oils are toxic at high dosages. So remember I was telling you about the Gerson Clinic was using 100,000 units of beta-carotene and vitamin A, and then they don't do that anymore that I've seen. And of course the FDA doesn't prefer use of internal essential oils. I think oils are very toxic at high dosages, and I think you have to be careful. We don't need a lot of fatty acid. That's what you're looking for, is fatty acids. And I think coconuts are an incredible source of fatty acids for us. But I don't mind some. If you overdo these concentrated forms of chemistry, it can slow detox and not make you feel too good. And that reminds me, someone asked me about that Keegan water, whatever it is, for 9.5. You're right, a lot of people are getting sick at 9.5. I addressed this before, but I want to address this again since this is a recent question again. Dangerous. Dangerous to pull the pH 2 alkaline as it is to pull it 2 acid. The blood's only 7.4, remember that. And so again, I was talking about cesium, and that's about the highest alkaline mineral we have, isn't it? Something like that. So I would say about 8. I wouldn't go much past 8.5, to be honest with you. I think 9.5 is too high. And proof of it is I'm hearing a lot of negative feedback about that high of pH. So I tell you, what really works isn't what people come up and say, well, this is a clinical study. Or people always ask me about double-blind studies. I was doing a radio show one day, and I knew he's a medical doctor, asked me about double-blind studies and what I was referring to here. And that was the day President Clinton was apologizing to the blacks for that syphilis double-blind study where all those blacks died from syphilis when they had ability to help them, but they were experimenting. Double-blind studies, I love 60 Minutes when they're being smart, not what they did to Carrie Reams. That was ignorant. But they did do a nice study on a show on double-blind studies, and basically the end result, who pays wins. Who pays wins. Some of these double-blind studies are done in medical doctor's office with the wrong people involved. I mean, this was 60 Minutes. So all I can tell you is I'm interested in clinical observation, clinical work. How's it on a living being? That's what's important. If it cures, keep going. Because you wouldn't want to hold something back from someone just because you were studying it. I mean, I don't know. We got some weird thinking there. That's the intellectual mind there. So yeah, I don't care about some essential fatty acids, 3s, 6s, and 9s. Again, if you're not into animal products, stay away from the 3s. This is a person that's losing hair again, borderline hypothyroidism, slow stagnant mucus. Remember, the more acidic the body gets, the more anionic, the more dehydrated, the thicker the mucus gets in the body. And so, yeah, it becomes even more difficult, especially if you've been constipated lymphatically for 20 years or 30 or 40 years, in some cases more. You know, going to take you a while to break through that, especially if you've been a milk drinker all your life. Going to be you hold the biggest challenge is to get into your lymph system and drain it, unfortunately. And yet we still are able to buy milk products. I find that amazing, you know. Again, keep working on that. She was given, or he was given, insulin shots, and that really messed him up. Probably a female here. Yeah, honey, you know what? You just get your health back. And what's the beauty of this is the body loves to be healthy, and you'll get your health back. We've had cases that you look at and go, oh my God. They get their health back. I mean, I love it. So we've had some of the most extreme cases be able to get their health back. But we've also had some extreme cases, they were just days away from death and then they left because we couldn't get them in time. Babies that we couldn't get in time. So it's like, frustrating, but we've got a ton of it out there. And real important that you guys are doing what you're doing. I can't overemphasize the joy I feel in talking with you through your comments and the fact that I see you all getting better and you're helping others. Rick Campbell, you know, don't make comments like that. Call us. Come call the clinic. That's all we can offer you. I mean, I can't do any more than what I'm doing. And I wouldn't want anybody to suffer. I'm just not into that sort of thing. Juicing russet potatoes. Huh. You know, raw potatoes. If you have a small abscess or a sty or like a tumor that's ready to pop, you can just scrape a raw potato into a 4x4 gauze and put it on there. It's very astringent. I don't know about fasting on it, but certainly you can have raw potato juice in your thing. I'm a little cautious about a starchy juice like that. I've never actually fasted on or lived on potato juice. I know that if you go back to Bernard McFadden, who they claim died from breaking a fast on boiled potatoes, that would be not good. But I couldn't imagine someone of that caliber breaking a fast on boiled potatoes. I mean, but you got some people out there that just really, you know, they're experimenters, and then some go off into another world because of it. But this is to reset bowel bacteria, but russet potatoes. Well, you know, I built a lot of homes and put in a lot of new septic tanks, and you always hear people say you got to seat your septic tanks with bacteria, and I always said, no, you don't. You might smell it for a couple days, but you can't keep them out. And you're going to cultivate the bacteria in relationship to the type of food you're eating. Everything is different. So I've never seen a need to reseed any bacteria. If you've been on a lot of antibiotics, maybe. But again, it doesn't take long, and you can't keep them out. So I've just never had those kind of problems in my clinic and needing to reseed intestinal bacteria with people or give them digestive enzymes because I'm fixing things. So I don't know. I see some of the negative sides of doing stuff like that. Hey, Drew, appreciate your comments. Drew's a good guy. Yeah, survival beyond the mind. This person, I love how you have your little thing there. Ricky